Hey, Real Tennis Channel. Thanks for tuning in today. I want to give an update because obviously things have slowed down a lot on the channel. So I want to acknowledge some people and thank some people that have really done a lot of work behind the scenes to keep things moving. This is just an update on the channel and like looking forwards. And again, thanking some people. So no tennis here, no match here. But if you're interested in the future of the channel, then definitely check this out. So obviously things have slowed down a lot in the last couple months. I just want to apologize for that. I want to say I'm sorry that we haven't been able to keep up with our internal goal over really all of this calendar year has been to do 2 matches per month, 1 every other week. And we started off pretty strong and just haven't been able to maintain that. And like the long and the short of it, like the short reason why is, well, a couple of things. Let me get into the thank yous, and I think it'll kind of naturally explain itself. So first person I want to thank is Mark. Sorry, this is a pretty jarring image right here, but thank you. This is the first and best image I can get of Mark. A huge thank you to Mark because behind the scenes, he's been doing all of the administrative work of setting up the matches, the opponents, the scheduling with the club and the court that we use, the scheduling with production and James, who I'm going to talk about in a second. He's doing the actual like pairing. He's doing the coordination with the commentary people, making sure that there's people there to watch and like commentate. And this is all while Mark has transitioned to a new job where he's having to commute a lot from Milwaukee down to Chicago and back multiple times a week. And so that's part of the reason why things have slowed down. I'm not blaming Mark at all. I want to acknowledge Mark. I don't think anybody really knows this, but in the background, he's been doing a ton of work, not being paid for it, and I appreciate it a ton. And so Mark, I just want to say thank you publicly, because frankly, without Mark, the channel would just stop, and it would just be dead. Because big picture, I've given some personal updates on the Essential Tennis channel over the last year or so. Things have been really tough in the online instruction space in general, not just tennis, but across the board. Competition and noise and volume of, amount of content being uploaded, number of courses being sold just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. And so it's getting tougher and tougher for all of us, FYI. And so over the last 24 months or so, I've just been consistently just cutting things out. Anything that's not helping to slow down the decline of Essential Tennis, just being really, transparent and real with you guys, I've just stopped doing. And Real Tennis, at its best, is a break-even project. And not to diminish at all, like a huge thank you to the sponsors, huge thank you to channel members. But the best it's ever done is break even. Like we get like the best matchups, spend the most amount of time, to make it as entertaining and dramatic and interesting as possible. The best we can do is about break even. So I've stopped, honestly, kind of, I guess, being at the helm of like the ship of Real Tennis, and Mark honestly took over quite a while ago. So everybody, please give Mark, a big thank you. And he's looking to start ramping up with getting more matches in the funnel very soon. We do have 1 in the can that will come out soon, but the reason why we've kind of put the brakes on is we just stopped having other ones get lined up, and that'll hopefully start moving again soon. So huge thank you to Mark, and that's kind of the state of where we're at right now. I also want to hugely thank James. James is my brother, and he's been working behind the scenes at Essential Tennis for almost 10 years, almost a decade. He's been managing production and shooting and publishing for Essential Tennis and Real Tennis and everything that I've been doing on the internet for the last decade. Without James, there would also be no matches because he's just been pivotal with the publishing and training editors. Initially, he was doing a lot of the actual editing and cutting and putting things together. But also he's had to kind of narrow his focus to more core fundamental things that are a part of Essential Tennis. So he's moved off of the editing, but he's been pivotal in helping to train other new editors that have been doing the editing on it, kind of back behind the scenes. So that leads me to the third person that I really want to thank, and that is Jules. This is Jules. Okay, this isn't actually Jules, but if you're into Tarantino, then hopefully you thought that was funny a little bit. Jules is going to remain anonymous, but that is their name. And Jules has been the new editor at Real Tennis for, I'm not sure, I have to look, maybe getting close to a year now. And they've taken the helm from James, who initially was kind of doing the core match, like editing and putting stuff together. And Jules has been taking over at a very discounted rate. They're hugely experienced in video production and publishing and media, and is really just doing it as a passion project at a rate that makes it possible to break even, and at least make it feasible that it can continue, which I just don't even really have words for that. It's just really something that Jules is passionate about, being involved in tennis and being involved in media. And so they've taken over the edit of all the matches and have done an amazing job of kind of picking up with the same kind of vibe and telling the stories of the players and the match, the arc of the matches and stuff like that. So huge, everybody please do me a favor and just, if you enjoy the channel and enjoy the matches, then do me a favor and thank Jules also, because without that person's time and energy and expertise, it would also stop. So Mark, James, Jules, they're the ones that are keeping this moving. At this point, to be honest, it's not me. It's not me at all. And it makes me sad to say that because I'm passionate about this content too. I love it. But at the end of the day, I have to pay my people that help me do what I do. I have to pay for hosting and editors and coaches and court time and travel, and I have to I have a family of 4 also that I'm supporting. And so as the business of online courses has really kind of taken a nosedive over the last year or two, I've had to make a lot of hard decisions about the people that I work with, how much I can invest in people's expertise and in equipment, and also passion projects like Real Tennis. I have to make hard decisions about spending time on those things or not. So just please know that Jules and Mark and James have every intention of they all love this channel, they all love this content. So we will continue forwards. But I personally, because it's ultimately my responsibility, the whole thing, I want to say I'm sorry that we've slowed down, and we're intending to get back to 2 matches per month. I'm not sure exactly when that's going to happen, but we're moving in that direction. And so message particularly, especially for channel members, I'm really especially sorry to you that we haven't kept up with the quantity of unique content that we said we were going to. So I'm really especially sorry to those of you that have been supporting us, supporting the channel financially. A huge part of what makes it possible. So to be told, if you're a channel member and you're frustrated, I totally get it. I'm sorry. And if you want to stop supporting the channel, I totally understand that. It's just a decision that you personally need to make. But please know we are working behind the scenes, and we do intend to get back up to the volume that we were at before. It's just not happening at the moment. So I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, then feel free to leave those in the comments down below. I'll personally answer those. If you have any concerns about the channel, you can hold all the recommendations and suggestions about editors and changing the content style and stuff. That'll be last resort, and it is on the table. Our first priority will always be to try to create a compelling, dramatic story out of everyday normal tennis matches. That's what all of us are passionate about. To be honest, if it gets to the point where we just have to just stop and just can the whole project, I would almost personally, I would rather do that than just just the match footage, right? A lot of you made that suggestion. Oh, just use, what's it called? What's the AI tennis app? I can never think of the name. The one that you record yourself, it automatically cuts out the time between points and stuff like that. We totally could easily do that, but it's just not what we're passionate about, doing kind of bare bones, match uploads. So yeah, we're going to keep doing that as long as we can, and hopefully it keeps going for a long, long time. And I think that's all for now. Thanks so much for your ongoing supports. More matches out soon. Hopefully we'll get things ramped up to where they were in the recent past. Thank you so much to Mark, to James, to Jules. Thank you so much to channel members. We'll keep pushing and trying to make this work as best as we can. If you're not a channel member and you've used the GoSport code, the Diadem code, that helps tremendously too. So a huge thank you if you've used either of those discount codes. That helps support the channel financially also. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching.